Get all these cups half filled with water. And then another thing that you're going to have at each site is you're going to have these big pieces of cardboard that are kind of cumbersome, so you're really going to want to have 2 people carry them, 1 on each end, because if you don't, they're going to flop around and they're going to knock all the first cups over and you're going to lose all your water. So you want a piece of cardboard, and I cut a little piece up just to show you as a sample. So this is not going to be the right size. This is going to be smaller than the right size. But you're going to take the cardboard and you're going to make a cardboard layer that lays on top of the first layer of cups, kind of like a birthday cake. Then you're going to take another layer of cups, and you're going to put another layer on top of that. Okay? All the way along. The whole thing's going to get filled again. And then you're going to fill that up with water. Half, half, half. Okay? When you're done, you're going to have around 1,000 cups on each table filled with water. You want to go 3 layers high. Okay? So you got 1 layer in the bottom, 1 in the middle. We've got enough cardboard for you to have 3 layers of cups on each table. So your job and your volunteer's job before the race starts is to go ahead and get 3 layers of cups on all the tables filled with water, half filled with water. That should be enough for the whole race. If you only get 2 tables filled, I would do 1 table at a time so that you've got enough for the first runners that come by, and just have volunteers pouring water to make sure that they're caught up with that. Okay? So that's how you set the water up. And then when the runners come by, you want to train your volunteers, right, to put on their gloves first of all. These are kind of a hassle, these gloves, but that's okay. Sorry for the noise outside. I don't know if you hear that, but it's loud. So volunteers typically are going to grab some cups, and then you want to have them hold the cups in their hand, and you want to have them hold the cup like this, so that when the runner comes by, they can just grab the cup right out of the person's hand. So just have it in the palm of their hand. It's not good etiquette to have the cup like this, being held like this. Okay? It's not what we want. So that's not the best way to do water stop. We want to have a person hold the cup from the underside like this and hold it out there for the runner. So they're going to hold it out at arm's length. If they have Gatorade, they're going to yell Gatorade. If they have water, they're going to yell water, so that the runners know. Okay? And you want to separate the Gatorade from the water so that people that are running by are able to have enough room to make a conscious decision about which they want. If they want water, they can grab a water. If they want Gatorade, they can grab a Gatorade. If they want both, they can grab both. Okay? So they're going to hold the water out. Runners are going to grab it. They're going to drink it. When they're done drinking, they're going to throw it in the trash can. And after about, 45 minutes of that, your stop will be done. You'll be done with it. You can go home. Well, not quite. Because here's the deal, we got to break it down. Because I'm going to be coming around with another guy in his big truck, and we're going to pull all this stuff out of the way so that the neighbors don't get mad at us. So what I'd like you to do when you're done, when all the runners have gone by and you've seen the last runner go by, and I wouldn't just assume the last runner's gone by, I would wait until you hear, okay? You basically need to, at that point, the thing to do is to start breaking down the site. So you want to clean up all the trash, you want to get all the cups in the containers. If you have gallon jugs, those plastic gallon jugs, so for example, let's see, there's one stop that has 150 gallons. That's 150 of those plastic jugs. We're going to try and recycle those. So I need you to put those separately in a plastic bag, one of those big plastic bags, or 2 or 3 of those big plastic bags. Keep them separate so we can bring them over to the recycling center. Okay? I'm trying to think of what else I need to tell you. You can actually fold the tables up if you have the know how to do that. Everything else, if you can just leave it in a pile and leave it nice and neat, so that when we come along, it's easy for us to get it back in the truck. That would be really helpful. If you can also leave the box with information sheets and everything, we're going to try and reuse those for next year, as well as any extra t-shirts or things like that. I can collect those and we can have them at the finish line for any volunteers that or if there's a volunteer that shows up that needs a shirt and you don't have any, put their name on the bottom of that list. We'll try to make sure we have a pen in each of the packages, and then you can, they can come to the finish line and we'll try and get them a shirt, or we'll mail them one, or they can swing by and get one. Okay? So I think that's about it for the water stops. I'm sure I've forgotten stuff. Oh yeah, oh, I know what it is. Okay. It's going to be a little bit confusing because some of the stops have the Gatorade, and those stops are the Boy Scout stop, the ARC stop, which is down at the corner of Scenic and Matthews, and the Mangia stop, which is over by Deep Eddy. Those three stops are the only stops that have Gatorade. Okay, the rest of you folks ignore the rules on the Gatorade, but we're going to pre-mix. If we get an opportunity on Sunday morning, we're going to pre-mix the first batch of Gatorade for you. So we're going to give you each 3 Gatorade containers. These hold 7 gallons, these guys. We're going to give you 3 of those pre-mixed, but you're probably going to have to make 2 or 3 more, okay? The mixture, we're going to use a half of a container for one of these, okay? So we're going to use a half of one of these big containers. You're going to get a couple of these containers. We're going to use a half of one for, or actually we're just going to give you one of these containers probably. We might give you 2. We'll probably give you 2 just as a backup in case a lot of people want Gatorade, okay? Those are, the sites that have the Gatorade are also going to be, let's see, all 3 of those are fed by a hose. So you're going to be able to mix the Gatorade in with the hose as you're running the hose, and that should mix it up okay. So you shouldn't have any problems with that. Unsure if we're going to do ice in the water or Gatorade. The temperatures are supposed to be quite cold, so I think we're probably going to just go ahead and have it at room temperature. So we won't have to deal with ice. Okay. In terms of pouring the water into the cups, if you are at a stop that there is a hose, okay, there's a couple of solutions to this. Obviously, you don't want to just use the hose and pour it into each cup because it's going to blast the water right out of the cup. The cups are all going to fall over. So you've got to have a container to put it in first in order to get it to the thing, right? So we're going to leave some of these big jugs that are empty at your stop, and you can use them in 2 ways. You can either, one, fill up the container with the hose, and then we're going to leave some of these empty. We're going to leave some water jugs there for you as well, and you can then dip the water jug in and fill it up really quick, and then use the water jug to pour. Or you can just take the hose and you can stick the end of the hose into the top of the water jug and fill them up that way, and then use the water jugs to fill as well. But you're going to have a few of these larger containers if you need some holding containers for the water. The third option is to actually have someone with gloves with the cups just come along and dip the cup into the 5-gallon jug with the water in it. So you can have the dipping method as well. So there's 3 ways for you to get the water in the cups at the sites that are run from a hose, okay, garden hose. The folks that have the water jugs, you're just going to have jugs. You're just going to have these water jugs, these 1-gallon jugs, and so that's what you're going to use to fill the cups with, okay? If you have any questions or problems, my cell phone number will be attached to the list, into that. It'll be probably, I'll write it on that box as well as put it in that blue folder that you're going to have. So that should give you an opportunity to call if you're concerned or you have an issue. Now, we'll probably put the race director's contact, medical contact information, all of that type of thing in those as well, so that you have an opportunity to connect with someone if there's a problem, okay? Thank you so much for your help. You know, you're making a huge difference for the Gazelle Foundation, and it's a real dedicated person that can get up this early to support runners that are running for such a great cause. So we absolutely appreciate the work that you're doing for us. We thank you, and make sure that you give yourself a pat on the back and enjoy the rest of the day and the afternoon after helping out for so long. So we do appreciate it, and look forward to thanking you in person soon. So that's it. If you have any questions, you can reach me. Again, my name is Steve Fletcher. People here call me Fletcher, and I'm just one of many that's working on this race to make it a success for Gilbert and the Gazelle Foundation. Okay, thanks.